three dogs started doing something bizarre. Like we've never seen them do this before. Especially to the extent they were doing it. It was crazy. They started going berserk. They started scratching at this wall like crazy. All three of them running over there. I couldn't get them to stop. I was trying to give them treats, trying to push them away. They wouldn't stop. And I was trying to get them to stop because they started tearing up our carpet. And I started getting mad. Like over here, they started scratching up the carpet. They all three ended up being right here. Okay, you guys see that wall? I haven't sanded it. I haven't painted it. I left it here so you guys can see. Everybody that's new here for the very first time, oh, he don't love his animals. He don't love blah, 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 blah. I did my job, you guys. I put a hole in this wall. And I stuck my phone in there to see what they were scratching at. You guys want to know what I found? All you guys that are new here, go ahead, guess. Guess what I found in the wall. Write in the comments. What do you think that I found in that wall? Nothing. If you guys said a cat, it wasn't. There was nothing in there. There was a Nerf dart. Bet you didn't guess that. Nerf dart and a pack of gummies. That's what was in there. And I was like, dumb dogs got me putting holes in my wall. Now I have to patch the hole up. I told my wife, I said, I don't really know what to do right now because I'm not going to start putting a bunch of holes in the wall. I didn't hear it. And I'm like, I know the dogs are going crazy, so they're scratching at something, but I'm not going to start putting a bunch of holes in the wall. So we kind of just left it alone for the day. The dogs were still kind of going crazy. And the next day, talking 24 hours later, the next morning, I wake up. I have to go to work. I wake up and I hear my wife screaming for me downstairs. She's like, babe, come here, come here, come here. And she's like, I run down and I'm like, what? And she's like, listen. And I come down here and I'm listening. And all you can hear is meow, 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 meow. And I'm like, no freaking way. I'm like, there's a freaking cat in here somewhere. I'm like, what the heck? So it sounded like it was coming from exactly where I put the hole in the wall. So I run back over to the wall. I stick my phone in there and there's nothing there. So I'm like, I got to go to work. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I said, but you have to try your best to find out where that is coming from, because if it stops meowing, we're never going to find out where it's coming from, and he's going to end up dying in that wall. So I go to work. I deal poker for a living, and I'm dealing cards on the table, and my job has a lot of math. You have to split pots and count chips and blah, 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 whatever. And I'm just messing up, and I can't even think straight. I'm like, there's a freaking kitten in my house. I want to go back home. My phone is buzzing in my pocket. I can't look at it. So I finally get on break and I check my phone. My wife is sending me video messages of, so the first message she sent, she's in our basement. We have a finished basement. In our basement, there's a door that leads to our furnace and our water heater. And in there is kind of like the crawl space. It's really weird. It's an old house, like 100 years old. But from there, she's able to stick her phone up into like the ceiling of the basement almost. And she's like, I can hear him. He's right around here somewhere. I can't see anything though. The last video she sends, she's pointing her phone up at the ceiling in the basement, and she says, he's literally right behind this wall. I can hear him. I can hear exactly where he's at. She's tapping on the wall, and she says, you have to come home before he moves or he dies in this wall. And I said, okay. So I go up to my manager, and I already know, like, I'm like, okay, this is going to be weird. But I go up to her, and I'm like, this is going to be crazy. I said, but there's a kitten in my wall at home and I got to go get him out before he dies in there. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I said, I know. I said, it sounds crazy. I said, but I heard him this morning. He's in there. My wife found out where he's at and I got to go get him out.